My name is Bob Friedenthal on LinkedIn. I'm under Karen, Caryn, and Bob Friedenthal. It's the hardest part in doing business with me. My last name is spelled Friedenthal, and you'll be blown away. In German, it means peaceful valley, but my wife will never agree to that. And I'm lucky enough to be introducing Philip Wolfstein or Phil Wolfstein. I've known Phil for, oh my God, how many years?
Well, I think my hair was brown when we started, Bob, so it's been a while.
Okay, well, I dyed my beard gray just to keep up with you. So anyway, let's get right into it. We'll put all of our credentials in there a little bit later. Phil, tell us about yourself.
Sure, thanks. And it's Phil Wolfstein. I'm a certified business broker with Zoom Business Brokers. My contact information and email and so forth will be at the end of this video. What I do, and I like to say, is I help business owners find qualified buyers for their business, and in doing that, help owners, sellers secure the legacy they've built, find the right buyer at the right price, and do that in a professional way that allows the owner and the seller to move through this process. And it's not an event. Selling a business is a process, smoothly and successfully.
Means you got to know something about what you're doing.
Yeah, you do. I think it's selling a business for entrepreneurs, for business owners and sellers, probably one of the biggest events in their life. It's big not only financially but emotionally. Most of us spend. I was an entrepreneur for 30 years. I had my own business. You spend more time and energy in your business a lot of times than you do with almost any other part of your life. If you have at home with your wife, with your kids, and it's a big deal to think about exiting and selling your business. And you think intuitively that people give a lot of thought to it, that they plan well in advance and think about not just the tax consequence, but also what they want to do in the next stage of their life, and then think about preparing their business for sale, implementing changes, getting ready so they can get the best value and find the right buyer. And unfortunately, the truth is the opposite of that. 80%, recent statistic, 80% of business owners and sellers have no planning at all. They haven't thought about it. They just, I'll get to it. I'll think about it. I met somebody at the country club or down the street that expressed an interest in my business a few years ago, and maybe I can sell it to him. That's not planning. You need to, it's getting your a business plan and exit strategy in place is really important, yet so few business owners do that. And I'm one of the professionals that an entrepreneur, business owner, seller would want to engage to help them be successful in starting that planning, implementing those changes, listing the business, and getting it sold and getting a successful outcome. It usually takes about 7 to 9 months, Bob. I know we've talked a lot about that. It's not an event. It's typically 7 to 9 months from an initial call to a close of escrow, and it can certainly take longer depending on the business.
The whole key is being prepared, isn't it?
Yes, that's the key. And being prepared for me, I'm a listing agent, so I'm the guy that will do the broker opinion of value, answer the question, what's my business worth? Arm's length to a qualified buyer on today's market, establish a value, and then do the marketing, the contract write-up, the vetting of the buyers, due diligence, and so forth. But that's always part of a team. And it's in many, many times when I talk to a business owner seller that's not ready to sell, that isn't really ready to go to market and doesn't have to, that's a referral that I would then make to a business coach, a business advisor, financial planner, CPA to help get ready. So if there isn't a plan, you don't know what to do. Well, the first order of business is get that in place. And that could be ideally 24 to 36 months in advance of actually going to market, where I actually list the business and then move to sell it to get the best and highest value. And of course, circumstances, life being what it is, there are things that come up, medical emergency or, divorce or burnout, whatever the motivation may be. There may not be time to do that. And I hate seeing that because that means there's going to be money left on the table, or you may not get the ideal buyer that you're seeking because the business isn't really structured and prepared to sell. It definitely pays to plan. And of course, myself and Zoom Business Brokers, we can help bring those resources and that expertise to the owner and seller. And the cost is negligible relative to what the benefits are at the time of sale.
Yeah, and you've been doing this for a while, so you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I've been full-time business brokering for more than 10 years. Actually, it's probably about 11 years now. And of course, before that, I was an entrepreneur. I owned several businesses. I was in the import-export trade, trade consulting, business development. And so I have a very good appreciation and understanding for running and operating a small business. And I also know how easy it is to postpone having to think about selling and putting in effort and time and resources to making that happen. It's really easy to put that in the stack of put that letter or put that note on a stack of paper and say, well, I'll get to it later. And later's now. I like to say, if not now, when? If you're in your 70s, you're a baby boomer, do it now, right now. When you see this video, look the information, please contact me, get a hold of me. And if you don't use my business brokering service, engage a professional to help you start planning and thinking about what you're going to do to really get the value that you deserve out of your business and that you get the result you're looking for post sale, after the sale.
I love it. I love it. Well, and you know your stuff. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
They're working on the building I'm in. I love it. Just love it.
I thought you just had an epiphany. Like, just
I can barely hear you, but it's not about me. It's about you anyway.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, listen, the key takeaway here, and I know we wanted to do a short video today, is don't let procrastination or uncertainty put your future on hold. If you're a business owner and a seller, take control. Let's talk today, map out a perfect exit strategy for you, get a plan in place. And it starts with a broker opinion of value, and I can certainly help you with that. Again, Phil Wolfstein with Zoom Business Brokers.
oh,
You can check me
this
out at
is
Phil at philwolfstein.com and look forward to talking to you.
Bill. This is crazy because I'm sure you're getting drowned out by these drills,
No, I
right?
can't hear anything. Maybe it's in the
You can?
background, but I'm
Oh, well,
fine.
that's good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good. All right, that's good to hear. Yeah, I mean, I've known you a long time. I remember you have this thing, just stay at it, stay at it, stay at it. And that's why you're successful. And the one story I remember is um, you started representing some guys, and then they got into an argument, and then they really decided to sell their business. And that made all the difference in the world, right?
yeah. I think what distinguishes me from the other, there's many hundreds of business brokers in California. Last I heard, there were 59 certified business brokers in California, and I believe 7 of those are in Zoom Business Brokers. I'm one of them. The what you're referring to, I think, was really an unusual deal where you had sent out a message on LinkedIn saying, if you're thinking about selling your business or interested in selling your business, contact me. And there was some background, and I got a call on a Saturday morning from an owner of a pretty large precision machine shop down in Orange County, asking me if I sell businesses, and I said, yeah, that's what I do. And he says, well, I'm interested in selling. Would you come down and talk to me? This is like maybe 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning. And I don't know who he is. I haven't talked to him. I didn't know anything about his company, but I said, sure. Hopped in my car, went down there and met him. And fast forward to about a year and 3 months later, that was a 2.5 million sale. He and his partners had done. They no longer were getting along. And there were a number of issues that had to do with their inventory and cleaning up the financials and many things that had to be addressed in getting from that conversation to the finish line. But at the end of the day, we had a successful acquisition by a much larger company and got that done. All started because that text message on LinkedIn just happened to be on. He saw that on that Saturday morning when he'd gotten into an argument with his partner and said, I'm done, I'm finished, I'm going to sell the business. And that's the first name he saw. And that's a true story.
And so if you hadn't kept after people, this is what we talk about all the time. Stay after
Yes.
people. You never know how the world's going to change. And because
Yeah,
of
you
that,
never know. What like I said, I think what distinguishes me from the pack is I don't quit. Once I take an engagement, and I don't take every engagement, but when I take an engagement, I don't stop until the deal gets done.
Yeah,
So we will have find the right buyer. We will get a successful outcome.
fantastic. Yeah, this is why I love you, you know. Okay, so do this. Why
Hey,
don't you give us your credentials all over again?
sure. Very good. And it'll probably be in writing below, but it's Phil Wolfstein, Zoom Business Brokers. My phone is 310-663-2180. Email is phil.wolfstein@zbbcorp.com. You can also visit my website at phil@philwolfstein.com.
Phil's a great guy. You know what? You do a lot of referrals. You give referrals to people, which is a blessing, you know. He and I belong to a networking group, all done by Zoom now, that he's always somebody that lifts people up. I think that's a good way to describe it. I haven't thought about that, but that's what you do. You
Yeah, I
energize
mean
people.
it's the old giver's gain. I'm all about referrals. I love working with professionals, and I consider myself I'm always part of a team. I don't think there are no solo business brokers that are successful in my view. It's always part of a team. I play my role with the business advisors, business coaches, CPAs, transactional attorneys, tax advisors. We're all part of a team that have one thing in common, which is serving the owners, the client's interest to get through this process to a successful outcome. And Bob, you do a great job of helping me get that done. So I appreciate the expertise and the assistance I get from my city, from you, from our networking group. And thank you so much for doing this video.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I love doing this. This is probably one of the most energizing parts of my career is actually interviewing people and getting the work done. It's always about getting the work done. I didn't grow gray in this beard because I'm a youngster.
Very
So
good. Well,
anyway,
it's pleasure talking to you, and thank you so much for having me on the video.
you're always great. And just to give people some information, my name is Bob Friedenthal. Under LinkedIn, I'm under Karen, Caryn, and Bob, B-O-B, Friedenthal, Friedenthal. If any of you are thinking of having a video interview done, um, I met with Betty yesterday. She's already got a close coming in out of an interview that I did yesterday. She's in our networking group.
That's
So,
great. She's wonderful, wonderful lady.
oh
Love her
yeah,
work.
she's great, very knowledgeable. I know you've done some work with her too. And if you want to get in touch with me, 310-736-5787. And you could also reach me at mycityalerts@gmail.com. So I'm going to be signing us off and appreciate it. We'll show you the video on the other side and you can render an opinion whether you like it or not. So thanks again.
That's great. Thank you, Bob.